The 76ers are tied for the best record in the Eastern Conference through the first 6 games of the season, and more importantly, they have proven 3 specific things to us. We'll talk about what they mean now and in the future as well. Also, one glaring thing that Nick Nurse must keep his eyes on, otherwise it could turn into a potential issue. And last but not least, a couple big games coming up for the Sixers. We'll talk about it all here on Philly Take with RB. But welcome into the show. Let me tell you, man, when we came into the season, I did not think that we would be sitting here 6 games in saying that the Eastern Conference was ran by the Sixers and the Bulls. Can you believe it? Can you imagine it? We are here, we are back, and I am having so much fun. This team has been so much fun to watch. By the way, the Sixers take on the Bulls tomorrow night. We will talk about that a little later on. But today, I really want to go over what this team has shown us so far, and I want you to get engaged in the conversation. Go down to the comments right now and let me know, what is your biggest takeaway so far from the Philadelphia 76ers here in the first couple weeks of the season? Now, let's talk about Tyrese Maxey, okay? Because Tyrese Maxey, a little while ago, was named as the NBA Eastern Conference Player of the Week. He has been fantastic. And if you look at his averages here, 33.5 points, 5.3 rebounds, 9.8 assists, 3-1 win-loss record. And the guy on the other side is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and his numbers were not as good as Tyrese Maxey. Maxey's playing better than Shai, NBA champion. Tyrese Maxey is putting up a historic start to the season. Matter of fact, Tyrese Maxey became just the 5th player in NBA history to open the season with 6 straight games of 25 points or more and 5 assists or more. He joins Luka Doncic, James Harden, Allen Iverson, and Nate Archibald as the 5th player to ever accomplish this feat. So Tyrese Maxey is just off to an unbelievable tear to start the season. You think about all the talent he has around him, it's impressive. You know, he's taken on that role of the leader. And he said during the offseason and the preseason, I want to create the new culture, the new identity. And he's doing exactly that. And he's leading by example. And if he continues this, he will be an all-star this year. And he will be in some pretty big conversations. And that brings me to my first takeaway of the 76ers so far in this season. And that is that they are adapting to the modern day NBA. They have been so much fun watching them play up tempo and run around the court at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and they are running the offense through their guards. Last night, they beat up on the Brooklyn Nets. It wasn't even close in the 3rd and 4th quarter thanks to a big run by Quentin Grimes, but they're getting contributions from their guards, and they're running the offense through Tyrese Maxey and Quentin Grimes and VJ Edgecombe, and even last night, Kelly Oubre, who was on an absolute tear, a career-high 22 points in the first quarter alone. And when the Sixers get Jared McCain back, as I tweeted here last night, I just don't know how anybody's going to stop the 76ers. As I said on the postgame show last night, you have maybe a couple times in the game, whether it's the end of the 3rd quarter where the starters are trying to rest for the 4th, maybe sometimes it's that early 2nd quarter window where the Sixers could use another ball handler. And oh, by the way, if you think about a second unit led by Quentin Grimes and Jared McCain, think about how lethal Quentin Grimes has already been. He had 13 dimes off the bench last night, 22 points. Grimes and McCain together, oh boy, how do you stop that? You don't. So the Sixers are really adapting to the modern day game. They are building this roster up-tempo, quick, speedy. We'll see how Joel Embiid continues to factor into that. We'll see how Paul George factors into that. But I've also been impressed with how they're coaching the team as well. And despite last night, Kyle Lowry coming in to cash a 3 at the end of the game because the Nets are so bad, I mean, Nick Nurse has not relied on the old heads at all. We haven't seen much of Eric Gordon and Kyle Lowry, and it makes me think back to last year, like, what was Nick Nurse doing? Why was he doing that last year? But right now, the Sixers have the formula. They're really relying on it, and it is working. And you think about a guy like VJ Edgecombe, and my gosh, man, VJ continues to get close to these big highlight plays. I mean, here was the one last night. When he hits one of these, we are going to absolutely lose our minds. I mean, look how high he is off the ground. Look how high he is, man. He is going to throw one of those down, and I am going to just absolutely scream as loud as I can. I mean, he had a couple big dunks last night, couple big highlight plays, and the Sixers are just so multiple, man. They're versatile. They can beat you in a million ways. They can even slow it down if they need to. And man, this team is just so much fun. They have a lot of juice right now. VJ Edgecombe is dominating the Rookie of the Year race to begin the year. He is first in points, assists, steals, and field goals among rookies. He is second in threes and plus minus. He is third in free throws made and fifth in rebounds. And right now, Cooper Flagg, who is by far the heavy favorite to begin this season with rookies, is not really looking that hot. Cedric Howard has been number 2. Conka Nipple's up there. But VJ Edgecombe has been far and beyond the rest of this class, kind of how Jared McCain was last year. And the 76ers have a really interesting schedule coming up. You have the Chicago Bulls, the Cleveland Cavaliers in a back-to-back. Then you have the Raptors and Pistons, and then you have the Celtics and the Pistons and the Clippers. So this next stretch is going to tell us a lot about who this team is. And if they go in to Chicago and then into Cleveland the next night and somehow win both of these games, I mean, put some respect on the 76ers name. Bulls have been playing well. They lost last night to New York, but they've been young. They've been quick, running around kind of like the Sixers, and Josh Giddey's off to a great start. So really, that's a benchmark game, in my opinion, and the Cavaliers as well. And I'm excited to see how the Sixers stack up against them. I'm also excited to see whether or not Joel Embiid's going to play both of those games. So we'll see. Either way, though, I think the 76ers can win without Joel Embiid, and that's my second takeaway. It's actually very amazing. It is beautiful that the Sixers can throw a team out on the basketball floor that actually has a chance, a good chance, of winning a basketball game without Joel Embiid. Their team is good enough. They are talented enough to win a game without Joel Embiid on the floor. And I think this is the first time I am confident throughout his entire career in saying that. They don't need him on the floor to win the game. And that just shows how they are building this team. Matter of fact, is it time to issue Daryl Morey an apology? A lot of people got on him, said get him out of town. He's done. He's over. Daryl Morey is adapting to the modern day NBA. Is it time to give him some credit on how he's built this team? I think Daryl Morey deserves credit on the Quentin Grimes trade from last year. Trades Caleb Martin at the deadline. In a lost season, gets Quentin Grimes, who is absolutely dominating in his role right now. And back to VJ Edgecombe for one more point. He is doing something that only Magic Johnson did. I'm just so blown away by how much confidence VJ's playing with. And the crazy part is I think they can actually utilize him more. Like, he just looks like he's ready to be a great player. And, you know, we talked about a lot of these rookies. I know Ace Bailey isn't off to a hot start. He's in a bit of a different situation. Utah's trying to tank. But man, VJ has been everything and more that we have asked him to be. And it's just amazing that the Sixers have a team good enough that can just beat you in a million ways. Like I said, you're getting contributions from freaking Kelly Oubre. I mean, this guy, if we look at the Sixers stats, man, Kelly Oubre's averaging 19.5 points per game. Now, something that the Sixers do have to keep their eyes on, though, is how many minutes these guys are playing. Tyrese Maxey is number 1, VJ's number 2, and Kelly Oubre's number 3. In terms of minutes played this season, 42.5 for Tyrese Maxey per game. You don't want to run these guys into the ground early. You don't want to burn them out. So I think Nick Nurse is going to have to get more creative. I think you're going to have to go a little bit deeper into your lineup as we progress into these next couple weeks, because you can't just, wear these guys out. By the time we get to the postseason, we've seen how that has looked the last couple years in the NBA. A lot of injuries. You have to be careful. You have to manage these guys the right way. But the 76ers are second in unadjusted offensive rating right now. They are now up to 16th in defensive unadjusted rating. So they have been a very, very high-powered, prolific offense. Sleeper is a fantasy sports and real money gaming app that is taking things to the next level. They are the best one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can chat on games in real time with other users. You can get the latest news, scores, and alerts right at your fingertips. And you can play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. With Sleeper's Picks, all you have to do is choose anywhere from 2 to 8 of your favorite players players. This could be pregame, live game, or even across different sports. And then you just pick the over or under, more or less than the predicted stats. That's it. You can make these entries in less than 30 seconds with a $1 minimum entry. And on Sleeper, if your picks win, you can get up to 1,000 times your payout. So right now, download the Sleeper app, use the promo code PhillyTake, and get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And right now, as a special promo, Sleeper is actually offering a free $20 entry with no deposit required. All you have to do is sign up and use the code PhillyTake to claim your free promo. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. The last takeaway of this 76ers team so far is that they are a bunch of dogs who will fight till the very end. I am confident in saying that you cannot count this team out until the clock hits zero. And how many years have we sat up here and said, the Sixers need dogs. They need guys who are going to fight. They need veterans and leaders and locker room guys and all this stuff. And it's never worked out. So what did the Sixers do? They go young. They went from one of the oldest teams last year to now one of the youngest. And these guys are hungry. A lot of them haven't been paid yet. They're saying, you know what? I'm out here to prove my worth. And even in the one game they lost against Boston, where they were down 24 points early, they were getting outclassed and overmatched, and they just looked horrible in that game. Sometimes it happens. And still, they find a way to claw back in the game and lose by 1 point. I mean, this team has been incredible, and the vibes are there. And I think they are now building the belief internally that they are strong, and they're not going down without a fight. And that is probably my favorite thing about this team so far. And what they have shown us so far is that through a small sample size, they are doing everything well. From the big things to the little fundamental things to the things that really differentiate the good from the great teams. And I know it's early, but this team is showing signs of special so far. Give me all your thoughts down below in the comments section. And as always, appreciate everybody for tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.